Stitchy friends! It's Catherine Stitching in Costume. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about all of the stitchy things that light me up, and I'd like to say, wow, I have made it to Flosstube number 15. This is kind of a big deal for me. This is my floss-a-versary. If you're watching this, I have been doing this for 1 year. I started off thinking, oh, I'm gonna film every week or every 2 weeks, and I think that was kind of a big goal for me. The way I stitch, I don't stitch terribly fast, and there's a lot of other things that I have going on in my life, you know, like a lot of people, and I feel like I want to be able to bring something to the table and share with you. So here I am. Number 15, and again, subscribers, boy, do I love you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back. And if you're just checking me out, thank you for checking me out and inviting me into your house, you know, or your stitchy space, or your car, wherever you are. I really appreciate the time that you give me. And I watch a lot of Flosstubers, and I really appreciate you taking your time to spend time with me, everybody that does, because I know that there are a lot of great people out there to share with. And here I am. So let me jump in here. So I am filming the day before. So this is Friday the 18th, my actual Floss-a-versary. My 1 year anniversary for Flosstube is tomorrow on the 19th. But by the time I film today and get this kind of going and, you know, edited and uploaded, it's going to be Saturday. So welcome to my house. This is the downstairs. Again, I thought this would be a good place to film. The light's good. Yeah, people are probably going to walk in and out, but that's okay. If I have to pause, I'll pause. Let's see here. I'm going to start off. I've got a couple of things to start with today. So I have some finishes that I want to share, and I have whip go progress, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So I'm going to start off with a couple of finishes. Now, I have to say I was really inspired by Olivia B, who, if you haven't watched her latest, well, she just did this a segment with Michelle Hudson from Sacramento, California, and they did Michelle's kit parade, so things that she had kitted. So go check that out if you haven't seen that. And Olivia B's, I think her one before that, she talked about her framing. I got a lot of good framing tips from Olivia B, and I used. One of her tips was how she laces, and it really helped. But the one I'm about to show you was before I watched that. So I have to take it out and relace it, but I'm going to show you. This is Tender Heart, and I've shown my finish before, but I don't think I've ever shown it framed. And it's not straight, but I love it, and I'm going to take it out and redo it, and I'll explain that in a second. So this is by the Historical Sampler Company. I love this one so much, and I have another one that kind of goes with it from the same company. I got this pattern off Kitten Stitcher. You might still be able to find it. I think it was old new stock, and I did this in my own conversion. I think it called for DMCs, and I just pulled what looked close to the cover photo. I didn't bring the pattern down with me. Let me know if you need that information. It's on my past Flosstube, and you can see it's not terribly straight. I mean, this little frame is not quite the right size, so I might have to actually bite the bullet and get a professional frame. But Olivia B had a great resource for that, so that is in the stars someday. That's how I laced it. But I'm probably going to take it all off and do a different procedure, which I will talk about with my other ones. So that's finish number 1, Tender Heart. And again, I'll get in close so you can see it. Super cute. And I think at Schoolhouse Red, I used some silks, and I used some DMCs. I just used whatever kind of spoke to me at the moment. My next one, or the other finish that I have to share today, is called Scandi Heart Sampler, and I have shown this before as well. And this is the frame that I found for it. I found it at a, it's not a thrift store. It was kind of crafty, upscaled, you know. And this was originally painted white, and so I took it and put a gold on it, and I think it came out perfect. I think it's the perfect size. I did a better job lacing this because I followed Olivia's guide and counted out and actually basted all the way around it and then pinned it and laced it. Now the back is looking kind of funny because I did do double stick tape and this slipped, so, but that I tried to cover it with scrapbook paper, and I put a little library card on there so I can tell you it's by Historical Sampler Company. It is 25 count linen. I stitched 1/1, and I used the called for DMC threads. And yeah, I wanted it to look like a Valentine, an old Valentine. That's why I was so jazzed when I found that frame. I love it. Hangs up in my sewing room. Okay, those are my two stitching finishes. I have a couple other finishes I'll share with you in a little bit. Let's see, I am going to jump into Whip Go. So as you know, a lot of people are doing Whip Go. It's Jessie Marie Does Stuff, explains it all a lot better than me, but basically it's a chart that you make out and you put 25 of your whips on it. Or if you have a goal to have a new start, you know, that goes in one of the squares. And she calls the numbers every month. She calls 2 numbers, and you work on whatever is in the square that she called. So for me, the first one I'm going to show you is something that I've been working on for quite a while. It is the MMEW sampler, 1847 by Samplers and Such. And this is just a printed copy. This is my working copy, but that is what the sampler will look like. I will say I love a lot of these. You know, well, we work on them because we love them. So it calls for DMCs, and I started off with the DMC, and then I just went crazy, and I started to add all kinds of stuff, and now I'm just completely out of control with it, and I'm just throwing all kinds of things. I don't know, I'm stitching like an 8-year-old, adding all the colors. So this is where I am on it, and I'll tell you what I've done since I picked it up this month. And my goal, my Whip Go goal, is to work on things for the 2 projects for 5 days each, and I work on it for basically an hour at least. And that gives me time that if I want to keep going on it during the month, I certainly can, and I probably will. This one, I don't even know what to say how much I love this. I love this in a way. I think this is probably my favorite sampler that I've ever done. Let me get in close for you. I worked on this one right here. I finished that. I did this flower and vase. I put the birds in. And you know what's great is I was watching Pam and Steph. So now the bird on the right will be Pam. The bird on the left will be Steph. Because I did a bird for each one of them while I was watching their video. I love them so much. So there we are, MMEW. And this is on, let me tell you what I have it on. This is Lakeside Linen. We love the Lakeside. 40 count light exemplar. And I'm using just a random mix of the DMC. I started off with that down here, and then I just started to kind of go for it. And I've got all kinds of different threads here, flosses. DMCs, I've got some X-Jude, I've got, I've got some silks, I've got all kinds of things. I love the purple duck I put in there. And these are all eyelet stitches. I'm really kind of jazzed about the way those came out. Let me see if I can get in close for you. I hope that's reading. Ooh, yeah. Don't want to spend all day showing this, but ooh, I'm loving it. So I have quite a bit more to go for sure. I need to work up through the center part and then hit the alphabet. The thing I love about it is there's no border. So when I do frame it, lace it and all of that, I don't have to stress out too much about getting the edges completely straight, but oh boy, I'm having fun with that. So that's MMEW. That was one of my whip goes. And the other whip go that I have is a Hands Across the Sea. Now I have a lot of Hands Across the Sea going. I love them so much. This is something I got from Hobby House Needleworks. I don't know if they have any more, but you can check. This is Rose Ada Featherstone. Let me see if I can get this is one of the little gems, and that is what it will look like. A lot of people are stitching this. I'm using the DMC flosses, just whatever the DMCs that they call for. And I completed the border, and I've just been kind of nibbling away at this. So I haven't really done a ton on it. Again, I've done quite a bit of the berries or flowers, flower buds. I think they're berries, and the name at the bottom. And this is on 36 count antique lace by Seraphim. Move it back here. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Woo! So not a ton of progress, but you know, borders, it's good for me to get the borders, because then I can start to really get my bearings correct when I'm putting in the motifs. So I have more time in the month. I think I'm going to go back to Rose Ada a little bit more this month and put in a couple of motifs at the least. So that was my whip goes, and I'm having fun with whip go. It's really kind of not forcing me, but it's inspiring me to pick up things and really make progress on some of these projects that I want to get going. I want to get done. All right, I'm going to show you some other whips. I have not really, because I've been really focusing on the whip go, I don't have a ton of progress on my other whips, but I do have, I feel like I have a lot of progress on this one. Let me grab. So this is probably my favorite Hands Across the Sea. This is Anne Uffendell. A lot of people are doing Anne, and I've been chipping away at Anne for quite a while. And if you've been watching me at all, you know that I want to finish Anne this year. I really would like to have her done by my birthday in July, which, by the way, I'm planning probably with Barbara Raspberry Stitcher to do a birthday sal. So she's a July baby as well, and we're talking about possibly doing a stitch along, some kind of maybe patriotic. So I'll keep you updated if you want to join another stitch along. It's going to be small. It'll be a smaller one. I'm not going to do something ginormous, but anyway, rabbit hole. So here we go, Anne. I'm doing Anne in the Called For Silks. Really pretty. And the Avera Soie silks. And I'm doing her on a 36 count vintage purled barley by Lakeside. And all kinds of stories about this, but you know, you can go back and see my other videos if you want to catch the progress on the other stories. So my goal this month was to get all the way across the bottom, and I did it. And I filled in this beautiful patchwork vase that is going to be filled with fruit. I adore it. And I started this a little flower down there, so it doesn't really look like a lot of progress, but boy, that grass, that was, you know, changing. I had to change a lot of flosses. And let me show you the whole kit and caboodle here. Let me roll her out. Oh my gosh. And this is on the roller frame, and you can see when I took this, when I opened it to show you guys today, the bottom part fell off. So I'm gonna actually show you, if you're not familiar with roller frames, what it looks like in a second, but that's my progress so far. So what I'm hoping to do, and I probably will stick with her this month as well, is to start on the trees. Or I will really start on the fruit there. So we'll see. That's probably what I'll do. This was so enjoyable to do because it's like putting a patchwork quilt together, and it seems to fill in pretty quick. And they're just squares, so it was really easy. Once you get a few in there, you just go, go, go. Breathtaking, isn't it? Oh, yes, this year. So let me show you really quick the story of the roller frame. One second here. I've got my big table set up here, so I'm going to be coming like in and out of the frame. This is what the roller frame looks like, and I know you've probably seen it before, but it has these little nails on it that bite the fabric. And there's holes in the bottom, so you sandwich your fabric in between, and you put that in like that, and then it has these little clampy things that go on the end, and you can tighten them up so you can go. I have really narrow ones because I like to keep most of my project rolled up so that I don't have that much of an opportunity to get it dirty, my fingerprints or dust or whatever, and I always keep it covered. I'm usually, if it's on the frame, the roller frame, and on my stand that I work two-handed on, it is covered during the day, including those get put away. So even though they're on rings, I don't leave them exposed to sunlight or dust. It's my small effort there to maintain my silk flosses, even though I kind of abuse them a little bit by putting them on the pull, what are these called? The floss rings. It's just easier for me, and I feel like I'm more likely to stitch quicker for me when it's like that. Okay, another whip that I've been working on. So this is Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob just had, I just watched his latest video that he uploaded, and he has a lot of really great things coming out for Market. Let me just talk a second about Market. I mean, I don't have a lot of things on my radar, but because I'm not sitting on my hands anymore, I broke down. And I have ordered a couple of things. So I had to get Catherine Dickinson, I think that was the one that I was really all hepped up about, and ordered the flosses for that. Oh, and I didn't bring it, but the ES Spot Sampler, who McKenna from, I think it's 1889 Stitchery, she is stitching in sequins, and she is reproducing some of the samplers that have been out of print. So I saw Brenda and Laura talked about the ES Spot Sampler, and I had to pause the video and download that immediately and printed it, but it didn't print right, and so I have to go back and do that again. But and then I ordered some of the flosses for it, so I'm going to slowly kit that one up. And anyway, the hands are loose again, and they're clicking and buying. So anyway, all that to say, Market's coming up, and Teresa Kogut, I watched her latest one. She's got some incredible, my stomach is growling. She has some incredible charts that she is she's doing. Go look at her if you're into Teresa Kogut. Oh, it's gonna be interesting to see Market and how I do. I have a lot of things to stitch. I'm trying to get little things. Okay, so let me jump in here. So this is a modern folk embroidery and flat, and I am modifying and flat and taking out that upper alphabet and just doing that lower part. And I'm using the called for DMC, and I'm doing it on a 37 count Wild Honey by Access Commodities. And I think I changed up a couple of the colors. So I think I darkened up Adam because he just wasn't showing up for me. And boy, did I change Eve. I mean, I gave her some hips and gave her some curves. And I don't know if I intended to do that, but I just kind of went with it when I made a mistake, and that's how it turned out. So that's where I am. I just went across the bottom and filled in those two urns. And you can see this is going to be pretty small, and I think it's going to be pretty square, so it's going to be fairly simple for me to frame. And I love it. I love Adam and Eve samplers. They make me so happy. And the snake. I know some people don't like the snakes. I'm okay with snakes. I've made my peace. We have a lot of snakes here, and they're not trying to get us. They're just doing what snakes do, slithering around and eating the gophers. That's what we're hoping, is they're getting those gophers so they don't rip up our lawn. One more thing I'm going to share with you in terms of whip. So this is something I've been working on. This is a stitch along with Merritt Crawford and Kim, the Contented Stitcher, and they are doing the Blackbird Designs stockings out of Home for the Holidays. So all of those adorable stockings. And I love the Blackbird Design stockings. So I said, I want to do that too. So I got a piece of, this is a 37 count that I coffee dyed. I just dunked it in coffee. And I finished the first one, and now here I am. This is my progress on my second month. And that's where I am with it. So I'm working down to the bottom and moving across. That house looks kind of intense. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. So you can see on the cover here, it's got a lot of backstitch and whatnot, and all those doodads. And it calls for different colors, but I'm just using one color, and I did add in some, let me show you. It's called Mariska's Red. And so I wanted to make the K just a little bit different to reflect my name. So this is XG Designs, and that is the Mariska's Red. And then I have Cranberry Belsois. So they kind of, they work together. They work a little bit. And I needed a little bit of something to pop against the other colors because there's so much. I mean, I've got, let me see if I can explain it. So the house has got windows, and so I feel like the door and the windows, I do need to be true to that and try to make them two separate colors. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm hoping to have that done. This is kind of an evening stitch I do. I'll pick up if I'm waiting for dinner to cook, or we're watching the news or something. I'll pick this up and put some stitches in it because it's kind of simple to do. So thanks, ladies, for starting that stitch along. That got me going on those, and I'm really looking forward to having more stockings to hang up. And those probably will hang up year round. Why not? I don't know how I'm going to display it yet. That's the last of my worries, right? I just want to get it done. Okay, so those are my current whips that I've really been digging into. I have a lot of other whips. I'm not going to pull them out and show you right now, but You know, maybe my next floss tube, I'll have a little bit more, well, for sure. I'm going to have more progress on other things that I'll be able to pull out and show you. Let's see, what else do I have to talk about? I actually made a list today. I don't usually do that. Whips, stitch-alongs, yeah. So let's see. Oh, I want to talk also, I wanted to mention Michelle Bendy Stitchy. I watched her channel the other day to see what she had to release for market, and there is one chart that she has that is, it's a hoot. It's called Lady Man. I'm going to, if I can find a picture, I'll put it in here. It's, I don't know. It's like old. So she had an old sampler, and that was what the sampler looked like. Please go check out her channel. I love it. It kind of, this is going to sound weird. It reminds me of my husband. I know that sounds odd, but you know, my husband is, I call him a peacock. He's a very kind of modest guy in a lot of ways, and he's not elaborate in any way. It's not like he walks around, in a suit, but he loves color. He loves to wear color and, and he has some really cool shirts that are like all paisley and purple and, and he's beautiful ties and stuff. And he's a pretty handsome guy, I have to say, and he can pull it off quite well, all the color. Anyway, I don't know why it reminds me of my husband. He just, it seems fancy, right? And he's kind of fancy. Anyway, I might have to edit this. Whatever, you guys don't care. All right, let's see. What am I going to talk about? I have a couple of finished. I want to show you, I've been working on some scissor fobs, right? And I think I shared some last time. So I'm going to pull some of those newer scissor fobs that I've been working on. And I've been having so much fun with these. And there's a lot of, other things I do. But this is one of my recent, things I'll just pick up and do. So this one, you can see it's got this cute, I've been hoarding some of these beads for a really long time. That's a little owl my son picked out, oh gosh, so many years ago when we were at Dickens Fair. They had like this vendor that had all of these beads, and we got to dig through them, and he found that, and so I put a little hoot on there and some old bead that I had from some other necklace, and there we go. One, oh, just love that. I'm having so much fun with these. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a couple on my dogos. So there's a sparkly. And there's another sparkly. And these are cool because they're pretty lightweight and easy to grab. Having fun with that. And this one, oh, for springtime, I did a spring with a butterfly. And this one with a little ladybug tassel. Aren't those cute? Oh, anyway, there's lots of great tutorials on how to do those. They're so easy. It's a little addictive. Like when I go into Michael's or, Joann's or someplace, I'm always digging through the beads. And if they have buy one, get one 50% off, then I'm like, oh, let's go, get a bunch of beads. So now I've got some beads. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have this little thing. So I was, again, when I was in the vintage shop where I got that frame, I found this little pin cushion. It's perfect. I love it. Look at the little historical shoe. Oh my gosh, super cute. Little red velvet shoe, couldn't resist that. And this, I was shopping in Home Goods and I found this beautiful tin with the beautiful queen on it. We had a little Valentine's Day party and I did a tea. So this was one of my, look. Anyway. Okay, let's see. What else am I gonna chit chat about? All right, this is not gonna be very long today. I always say that and then I talk for another 15 minutes. I did want to mention, okay, San Francisco School of Needlework and Design. I wanted to talk a little bit about some interesting things that I've been into lately in terms of needlework. There are some really great podcasts, we know that, but there are also live lectures that you can tune in for that are free. So the San Francisco School of Needlework and Design, I will link it below, has some really great lectures on historical samplers, and they have one coming up, and you do have to register for that lecture, but it is free. And it's a little confusing. You go to their website and you have to click a link that takes you to something called Eventbrite. So it looks like you're purchasing a ticket for something, but you don't actually have to purchase anything. It's very, very simple to do through your computer. You can just go on and register. Let me just tell you. So the one I signed up for, a friend of mine, Galen, told me about, is coming in April. So it's early. It's on my radar. It's on my book of days now. And it's Barbara Hudson from Queenstown Sampler, and she's doing a talk at 10 a.m. And so if you're interested in that, I know a lot of you are historical sampler buffs, and some of you just like history, or and it's a 10 a.m. thing. So if you're able to tune in on a Wednesday at 10 o'clock and be a part of it, it's a really great resource to have. And there's a lot of lectures that they have going on. You can sign up for classes online if you wanted to do something like that. They have a lot of really great things: stump work, crewel work, gold work, shading. There's a lot of really interesting techniques that you can participate in if you want to. And I watched Isabella Rossner from is it So What? The podcast. She's great. She has a lot of energy. She's really into Quaker samplers. If you haven't listened to the So What podcast, I will link that below. Give her a listen. She has a lot of great people on that she talks to from all ranges of the needlework community, and she has a really particular interest in Quaker samplers, schoolgirl samplers in particular. So if you're into that, definitely you need to head over and listen to her podcast. Okay, anything else? Yes. So there is one other thing. So because this is my 1-year anniversary, I wanted to do a special giveaway for you. And I made a couple of bags. Now, I'm not a professional bag maker. I'm not going to, delve into that at all. But I do make bags from time to time. And they're fun to make. And I love to work with fabrics. And so I have a couple of bags that I made for you. And I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to make it super simple. All you have to do is comment. And I'll give you the numbers. So it's going to be number 1, number 2, or you can use both of those. You'll only win one of the bags. I only have 2 bags. So let me show you what I have to give away this time. And this one, oh my gosh, I love this so much. I'm going to make it again because I have enough fabric to do a couple more of these. This bag is fabric by Teresa Kogut, and I almost had a heart attack when I found it in my local stitching, I can't even say it, Ben Franklin Crafts, and they have a fabric section in the back, and this was tucked away, and I love this so much. So this is, I think it's Heaven and Nature Sings is her fabric line. Look at that adorableness. I can't even. And this is the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. Everybody that puts tutorials out there for bags, but hers was super simple to follow. So that is the tutorial I used to make this. And it fits your standard, you know, patterns in there, and what you need for your cross stitch stuff. And I made a little scissor fob with a ladybug on there for you. Not a scissor fob, a zipper pull. I mean, I guess if you wanted to put it on your scissors, you certainly could do that. But that is number 1. That'll be easy, right? So even if you want to just put number 1 and you're just, I want to jump to the next floss tube, don't worry about it. I get it. And that's the inside. So that's the coordinating fabric. Super adorable. So I had fun making that one. And so that will be given away on my next one. And this one here. So this is that Blackbird Designs fabric that everybody loves so much. And I got quite a bit of it. So I made a couple of these and I thought I'll give one away for you guys. That's the back. And this little zipper pull says Samplers on it, because I know a lot of you guys are like me. We love the Samplers. So this one's a little bit bigger and a little bit more hefty, stiff. And the vinyl front so that you can see what's inside. Number 2. So number 1 will be the Teresa Kogut bag. And number 2, the Blackbird Designs fabric. And that is my gift to you guys for sticking with me. So please, like a lot of people that do giveaways, don't mention giveaway because we want it to go to one of the subscribers to this channel that stitches and wants a bag. I'll send it anywhere in the world. So this is open to everybody, and you have to be over 18, of course, so that I can get your address and communicate with you. And so use the number 1, the number 2, or both of them, and be a subscriber and like this, like it. That would be great. Okay, I think that's probably all I really have to chit-chat about today. As usual, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that makes floss tubes. I really love you guys, and I watch a lot of you. And thank you to everybody that participates in Flosstube. So all of you people, all of you stitchers that watch and like, comment, things like that. It means so much to me to have comments and to know that you know what I'm going on about. Other people want to hear about too. And also, oh gosh, Instagrammers. Boy, it's almost a little daunting sometimes for me because I'll go into Instagram and then I start to feel like, oof, I need to get moving here. I need to, come on, snap it up. But you know, there's so many great Instagrammers out there that I love. Everybody that posts on Instagram and shares their progress and shares their finishes. It's really, really inspiring to me. My cuckoo clock. Hey, cuckoo clock. You know, talking about Flosstube influencing me. Oh my gosh, do you know I have a cuckoo clock because of Brenda and Laura? I was at a garage sale and they had one. I said, I'll take it, $10, and it's like one of our favorite things. Now it's in our kitchen, and every time I hear the cuckoo clock, and now it's like, you know, it's funny because you know, clocks kind of go into your subconscious, and it's almost like sometimes you don't even hear them anymore. But every time I'm like, oh, the cuckoo clock, and I think of Brenda and Laura. Anyway, digressing. All right, hoping I'm not having to edit too much. All right, y'all, I'm gonna stop yapping. You know, I will be back as soon as I can be, probably in about three weeks or so. And thanks again, and wishing you many peaceful hours with your needle and thread. Bye, y'all.